In this lecture, I am going to complete login functionality through Ajax call with pop-up model. I already completed login functionality from login page with Google reCAPTCHA. You can see my previous video for these functionalities. In this lecture, I am going to complete login through Ajax call. You can see in our home page we have login and register button. So let's open our home page view file, which is in our resources views folder. You see we have login and register button, and our home page is extending our main layout. If I open our main layout file, which is under resources views layout folder, you can see I already added auth.js file. So let's open our auth.js file, which is under public JS folder. And now let's check what we have in our home page. You can see I already included login model and register model, which is under resources views partials models folder. You can see our login model ID is login model and register model ID is register model. So let's open our auth.js file, and when we are clicking on this login button of class login underscore button, you see we are hiding the register model and we are displaying the login model. Similarly, when we are clicking the register button, we are hiding the login model, and we are displaying the register model. Now what we need to do, we need to add login form inside our login model body. We already have login form in our login page. So let's copy login form from our login page, which is under resources views auth folder. Let's copy this code from here and paste it inside our login model body. And now let's remove the class from this div and the class from this form. Now if I refresh the page and click on this login model button, you can see we have login model with login form. Now if I check the login form inside our login model body, you see we have email field, we have password field, we have remember me field, we have Google reCAPTCHA field. If you do not know how to implement Google reCAPTCHA in login form, you can see my previous videos. And you see we have sign up link here. Instead of redirecting the user to sign up URL, what I will do, I will open a register model here. So provide JavaScript void function here for null functionality, and let's add a register button class here. Let's see, the button class name is register underscore button. Now let's check. Refresh the page, click on login model button, click on sign up button. You see our login model is closing and register model is opening, because we have functionality mentioned here. Whenever we will click register button, we will hide the login model, we will display the register model. Okay. Now let's add validations rules for our login form, which is inside our login model body. Let's provide the ID here. The ID for our login form inside this model body will be model underscore login underscore form. Okay, I already added validation rules for login form, which is in our login page. You see inside our auth.js file, I already added validations for our login form, which is inside our login page. Let's copy the validation rules and let's rename the ID here. The ID for our model login form is model underscore login underscore form. So let's paste it here and let's store this validator to a variable, login validator, because I will work with this variable later. Okay, so let's check what we have inside this validator. Inside this rules, our email field is required and should be valid email address, and there are validation rules for password field and we have custom messages for validation messages, and there are some error replacement for the Google reCAPTCHA field. For the Google reCAPTCHA error messages, I am displaying the error message to a div of ID hidden reCAPTCHA login error, and inside the submit handler I am displaying a overlay loader, and I am submitting the form. So I will not submit the form in this case because I need to call an AJAX request to a API URL to check users credentials. Okay, now let's check validation is working or not. Let's hard refresh the page by Ctrl F5, open the login model, submit the form. You can see our validations are working. Okay, now inside this submit handler, what I will do, I will call an AJAX URL. So we don't have any AJAX URL, right? So before calling an AJAX URL, let's create the URL first. So let's open our web.php file. We have post login method. Okay, let's copy the route name, route URL, and paste it here, and let's create a route URL for AJAX login. It will execute AJAX login method of auth controller, and route name will be AJAX login. Now let's open our auth controller and let's register AJAX login method. So let's open our auth controller, which is under app HTTP controllers folder, and let's add AJAX login method inside our auth controller. I am going to add AJAX login method under post login method because I will take some code from post login method for AJAX login method. Let's take request object as a parameter here because I will deal with the form values inside this AJAX login method. So let's take request object as a parameter here. So our URL is ready now. So we have to call this URL. Okay, the URL will be base URL and then auth and then AJAX login because this route is under this route group of prefix auth. Okay, so let's open our auth.js file. So what I need to do, I need to call the URL which I created for AJAX. Okay, so I need to call AJAX from this submit handler method. So I already prepared some code so that this video does not take much time. So let's copy the paste the code here. For now I will comment out this code. I will explain later one by one. Let's comment out this code also. Okay, let's see how we can call AJAX. So before calling the AJAX, what I am doing, I am taking the form values, I mean form field values with the help of form data, and I am storing to form data variable, and then I am calling AJAX. How we can call AJAX? $.ajax, and inside this AJAX we need to pass an object with URL, type and data. These three are must. These are necessary. I am passing this. Suppose you are uploading some files from your form, then you have to pass this cache, content time and process data. Okay, and there is another callback is success and another callback is error. Inside this success callback we are getting data. Whatever the data will return from this AJAX login, we can get the data inside this variable, and whatever data will be thrown from the API, I mean whatever the error will be thrown from API, will get this by these variables. Okay, I will tell you later one by one. So we have just created the URL. You see, I just mentioned base URL. From where we are getting this base URL? Because if I open our main layout file, which is under resources views layout folder, you will find that I already defined a global variable called base URL, and I am storing the base URL of our project. In my case it will be this. Okay, so I am calling the AJAX URL, but I did not implemented any code inside this Ajax login method. Now let's add some code inside this method. So firstly, what I will do here, I will add the validation rules for our login form field. So there will be validation rule for our email, password and Google reCAPTCHA field. Email field required and should be valid email address. Password field will be required and it should be minimum of 6 characters and max of 100 characters, and our G reCAPTCHA field will also be required. Then what I will do, I will check Google reCAPTCHA is valid or not. Okay, you can see my previous videos for this. I will not explain more here for Google reCAPTCHA validations. You can see my previous videos. So I am storing the Google reCAPTCHA response to a variable G reCAPTCHA, and then with the help of Gazelle HTTP, I am calling an API with post method. This API provided by Google reCAPTCHA admin console. You can see my previous video for this, how we can get this URL. And when we are calling this API URL, we are passing Google reCAPTCHA secret key and we are passing the response. What response we want to check. Okay. Then I am storing Google reCAPTCHA response body to a variable called $body, and then I will check if there are key of success is true or not. That means if key is success, success key is true, that means our Google reCAPTCHA response is valid. So let's copy the code from post login method and paste it here. Okay. So what I am doing here, I am checking $body success is equal to true. That means Google reCAPTCHA is throwing us success of value true. That means Google reCAPTCHA is valid. And if Google reCAPTCHA is not valid, then for the post login message I was returning the user back to login page with error message, but for Ajax login I will return a response from here. I will return a JSON response. So return response JSON. I will return a JSON response of message. The message will be invalid reCAPTCHA. Okay. And status code will be 400. Let's copy this. Okay. Now if our Google reCAPTCHA response is success, then what I will do, I will check if there are any users with the email address user is providing is exist in our database or not. Okay, then I am taking the first record, and if no user is found, then what I will return, I will return a message of email not registered with status code 400 instead of redirecting the user back. Okay. Similarly, whenever the user's email is not verified, then I will return a response of status 400 with message email is not verified. And if user's email is verified, then what I am doing, I am checking user active status. There is a column called is active in our database. If user's active status is false, that means user is not active, then what I will do, I will return a message user is not active, contact admin. And then what I will do, I will check user's credentials. So I am checking with the auth helper auth attempt, and inside this attempt method what I am passing email value and password value with the help of request only, because in our request we have email and password and other fields also, like remember me. So instead of passing all the values, we are passing only email and password, and we are passing remember me field. If user checked remember me checkbox during login, then I am passing true, and if he did not check, I am passing false here. Okay. And if user credentials doesn't match, then what I will do, I will similarly return a message with status code 400, the message will be invalid credentials. Let's paste the message here, and if credentials are correct, then what I will do, I will return a message of login successful, and the status code will be 200 here, and I will also return a redirect URL. It should be redirect URL, I think. Let's check. Yes, redirect URL. I mean, after successful login, to which page user will redirect. I will redirect the user to dashboard page. Let's check the route name for our dashboard. The route name for our dashboard is dashboard. So let's open AuthController. Yeah, it is fine. Now let's go to our auth.js file. So whenever we are calling this Ajax URL, we are passing the form data, and user will pass email, password, and Google Recaptcha response, and I am checking the responses in the server side, right, in the Ajax login method. And if credentials are wrong, then it will return. If something is wrong, then it will return 400 status code with a message. And if all data are valid and credentials is also match, then we are returning a message login successful and redirect URL with a status code of 200. That means this success callback will be called whenever there will be a success response from the server. Then what I will do, I will show a message which we are getting from the server. You see, we are returning message here, right? So I am displaying the message in a toaster, and then I am resetting the form, this form, and I also resetting the login validator. That's why I store this validator to a variable called login validator. I am also resetting the validator, and I am resetting the Google Recaptcha also. There may be two Google Recaptcha. One is for login and another is for registration, because I added login model and registration model in the same file. That's why there may be two Google Recaptcha. So I am resetting the first Recaptcha because our login has login is in the first place, right? So I am resetting the first Google Recaptcha, and then what I am doing, I am removing the overlay loader, and then after 2 seconds I am redirecting the user back to redirect URL what we returned from our server, right? And let's check the error callback. So inside the error callback, what we are doing, inside the error callback, we also removing the loader. Then I am storing the response to a variable. We can get the response from JQ etc. The response is in the response JSON key, okay, and the status in status key. So I am storing this status and response to response and status variable, and then I am resetting the form and also resetting the login validator. And if there are some validations messages, this 422 status generally Laravel validator will throw 422 status. If somehow validation is failed, Laravel validator will throw 422 status, and it will throw all the error messages inside response errors key. So if there are 422 status, then what I am doing here, I am looping all the errors, and I am displaying the first error messages. Okay, suppose the error for the errors should be like this. Actually, errors is equal to will be like this. For email field, there will be error and it will be inside a array. Okay, so I am inside the array, inside an array, and the message will be, it will return like this. Actually, let's see how they are returning the error message. Okay, let's console the errors there. Console.log response.errors. We will not get this for this login form because we already have validations, client side validations in our login form, right? So we have to modify something to get these error messages from the server. Okay, so if there are 422 status, we will check what we are getting and how we are displaying the error messages here. And if we are getting 400 status code, then we are displaying the response.message because this message is throwing when there are when there is 400 status code, we are returning a message every time, right? So for the 400 status code, we are getting the message inside the response and we are displaying the message in toaster. And for the other response code, we are displaying a internal server error message. And then I am visiting the Google reCAPTCHA here. Now let's see. Okay, first of all, let's see what we are getting for our server-side validations. Let's see what we are getting. For the server-side validations, what we need to do from our auth.js file. Okay, let's remove the validations from here. Comment out these lines and let's see what we are getting from the server. Open the login model, try to submit the form. You can see internal server error. Let's see what is happening here. Okay, there are some error, line number 204. Let's open our auth controller 204. Okay, this should not be like this. I mistaked. This should be like this. It is not JavaScript, it is PHP, right? So it should be like this. Sorry for this. So everything is correct, I believe. Now save the file and let's submit the form again. You see, I am displaying the error message. Google reCAPTCHA field is required, password field is required. Let's see in the console. Yes, inside the error object we are getting the error messages for validations like this, and Laravel is throwing these errors, you see, in 422 status. That's why if there are 422 status, you see, if there are 422 status, I am looping all the error message and I am displaying the first error, right? I think you understand. You can check the error messages when you will implement this in your project. You can debug this, right? So let's add the validation rules for this field, because if we have client-side validation rules, this will not show actually. This validation messages what was there, it will not show actually, because we already have client-side validations in our login form, right? Now let's check the all functionality is working or not. Let's add an email address which is not registered in our system. Try to submit the form. You see email is not registered. Let's try to log in with an email address which is registered with our system, but let's enter wrong password. Try to submit the form. You can see invalid reCAPTCHA. Enter the response. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Submit. You see invalid credentials. Enter the correct credentials. Okay, I think Google reCAPTCHA is not working. Yeah. Okay, I need to do something, right? You see, I'm resetting Google reCAPTCHA, but inside our hidden field the value is there, right? So what I will do, here, so if I open our login form, we'll find this hidden field, right? Hidden reCAPTCHA login. So when there are some error messages from the server, then what I will do, I will simply resetting the Google reCAPTCHA. Then I will also make the value of this hidden field to blank. Okay. Blank. Save this file and again also save this file. Now let's see. Refresh the form. Sorry, refresh the page. Try to log in. Submit without captcha field is required. Entered captcha field. Submit. You see, email is not registered. Again, yes, Google reCAPTCHA front-end validation is working now, right? Now let's enter the email address which is registered to our system. Enter the incorrect credentials, invalid credentials. Enter the correct credentials. You see, login successful, and we are redirecting back to dashboard page after 2 seconds. So all the functionalities is working right now. In the next lecture, I will work on register functionality through Ajax from home page. So stay connected.